Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of MK Gaming. I'm Kyle, aka Mr. Space Heater. I am here to talk to you today because with us finally sinking our teeth into the new year, you know, the holidays are definitely over, New Year's is over, we're finally starting to actually think deeper about what's coming up this year and what's, you know, on the horizon. We're starting to grasp these lists in our heads of all the games we know that we want to play this year that are coming. But many gamers have a different list that they look forward to. And this is the list of all of our annual replays. I'm talking about those select games that you come back to on a yearly basis, whether you just love them that much or you just appreciate them for whatever reason it might be. Every game on this list, you know, I plan on coming back to and playing this year. I may not be able to beat them, but hopefully I can find the time to at least revisit them. With all of the amount of games that come out these days, it is so difficult to find time to dip into those treasures from your retro past. It just is. But here are my top 5 annual replays that hopefully I will be back into this year. Number 5 starts with The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Whether it be the Nintendo 64 version or the 3DS version, which I might add I am currently playing right now, I have to play this game on a yearly basis. I wanted to kick off my year right, and I just started right out of the gate with it on the 2DS. This is a game that I cannot avoid. Between the nostalgia and the fact that it is just one of the most iconic staples in the Legend of Zelda franchise, as a kid, it was one of the first games I actually beat in full succession, and it's amazing at how well it actually holds up as a game today. In my position, now that I know everywhere to go and what to do, and it's really more of a run-through, it's almost this cathartic, relaxing period for me to be able to spend hours running from Kokiri Forest all the way through to Ganon's Tower. And I need to add that that is one of the best final boss matches, period, in gaming history. The transformation is awesome, unexpected back when you first do it, and just actually a really nice callback to the original sprite of Ganon as well. It's fantastic. Moving on. Number 4, oh yeah, definitely need to return to the tropics. Far Cry 3 is one of my favorite games. It is such a blast to play because as much as there is this thick storyline that you play through, it is also just this massive open sandbox of destruction. I can go from camp to camp doing my own new creative ways to take everybody out, and that, by the way, is just my absolute favorite part. I could do that for hours. The overarching theme of insanity, as well as the combined blend with losing your sense of self, that very heart of darkness vibe of getting just lost. It is something that is very deep and very compelling inside of this super outrageous, light and fun first-person shooter. Number 3 is Until Dawn, and I know I might get crap for this one, and seems like a very polarizing game to discuss. Some people take it very seriously, some people just kind of see it as fluff. I think this is the most well-executed form of this genre. The choosing your path and having real consequences for your actions and how well you do at them is awesome. I remember the first time I played this game, and when I would lose people because I was too slow or I just went down the wrong path, it was incredible, and it really made me have to come back and have to do it again and search out the exact correct route. And to be honest, to this day, I still have not saved everybody. I've gotten everybody up to the very last action. The very last action is your most pivotal because you can save everybody. And the very last action, if you fail, you lose one person. And I have yet to get through that. It is daunting on me, and I know that replay is coming soon. But I love this game, I love the twist, and even though this game is old, I refuse to spoil it here in this video. If you've not played this game, just go and do it. It starts out with this cliche slasher horror film with teenagers out in the middle of nowhere, but it just becomes much more than that and does a very good job developing itself and taking itself just the right amount of seriously. Number 2 is Super Mario World. This is hands down the best Mario game in the entire franchise, and I know Super Mario 64 and Super Mario 3 people will have a battle about this all day. Odyssey fans, don't even try to jump into this conversation. Let me tell you that Mario World is excellent. It took 3 to so much more than it could ever be. It's such a great game, and it's so light and easy to jump into. Some of the later levels are incredibly difficult, and if you want to find some of the hidden routes, that's going to be even harder. And I gotta be honest, I don't always try to beat Star Route every year, because that is a feat in and of itself. I always have to at least get through to Bowser. It is one of my favorite final Bowser fights, even though it's very unique and different. It's just one of my favorite Mario overworlds too, of course. I mean, it's the first one where it's its own giant connected map instead of several disconnected worlds. I love this game. I'm wearing the shirt right now. Come on. Come on. My number 1 annual replay is hands down Journey. If this game came to Switch, I would probably cry. That would be amazing. This is my all-time favorite game. I know that might come as a surprise to longtime followers or people from Instagram. I love Nintendo, obviously, but Journey is incredible. It says so much by saying so little. There is no dialogue. It is all visual. There is an overarching story that you kind of have to pick up as you play, and it's beautiful. It's a little dark. It's a little sad. But it's deep. Without getting too pretentious about it, it's deep. And because it's such a unique world with unique physics and so much to learn, you want to keep exploring this world and playing it over and over again, because it's not long either, which is probably one of my favorite things. I can beat this game in 2 to 3 hours, which is not a bad thing. Obviously, nowadays everyone wants the longest game, but it's not always what takes the longest. It's what you do with the time you got. And this game says a lot. It's easy to play. You can play it with friends online. I love that game so much. And if I could have any player in Smash Bros, it would definitely be the scarfed protagonist. They would have to come up with some crazy whole moveset that probably would be random and not make sense entirely, but that would still be cool. I did leave one game off that was hard to leave off, but it was also kind of hard to add on, and that is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This year I decided it's something I'm going to have to play every year, but it's not a game you put aside time to play. I know I'm going to beat Ocarina of Time before the end of January just by playing it in random periods, whether it's lunch breaks or late at night before I fall asleep. It's a game there's a registered amount of time before I'm going to beat it, but Breath of the Wild is so big and there's going to be so much that I want to do in the game that it's really a year-round game. I had to leave it off the list because it's almost I'm going to be playing this every year, because you kind of have to consistently be in it. It's going to take a long time if you only play for short periods. So yeah, I want to hear from you guys. What are your annual replays? What are games that you need to play every single year because they're just that good to you, or maybe they just mean that much to you? What is it for you that brings you back to this every single year? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. I'd like to kind of do more random talks like this. I think it'd be kind of fun, but it's all about me finding the time to do so bear with me on that. Outside of that, as always, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Mr. Space Heater, all one word, no periods, no spaces. Otherwise, find my Etsy shop, get some custom controllers for yourself or other Switch accessories that I do offer. With that, I want to say I hope you guys have a great new year, and hopefully 2019, brings fortune for all of us. This is Mr. Space Heater, switching off.